Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell. And engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gas. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
Let's be real.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's time to rise and shine. We all have to get up.
Cleaning them off when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria.
Oh my gosh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you very much.
With Swiffer Wet Jet, you start
I appreciate you saying that.
every time.
I was busy all weekend doing readings for people, so
The faster, easier, cleaner.
I am kind of tired. But thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. It is a new day, new week, rainy outside, dark outside, but it's okay. Seasons are changing, and they're changing quickly. So good morning. So I was busy all weekend. I was in North Lake, Illinois with the Body, Mind, and Spirit Expo and doing a lot of readings all weekend. Taught a class on Saturday, Change Your Perspective, Change Your Life. So that was a lot of fun. The class was received very well. I was really impressed by that. Always shocked. You know, when I do readings and I share with people their life and where they're going and where they're headed and how to do it, always shocking for me every single time. It blows my mind. And I've got to do a reading tonight after work. Somebody from Canada, which I'm pretty excited for because I'm pretty sure she found me here on TikTok. And I have to say, I'm so forever grateful for everybody because I have gotten so many clients from TikTok. It's just been unbelievable. So just so you know, anybody who's coming on listening, my voice is very hoarse because I was talking all weekend and I had to wear a mask. So I'm like, when I'm talking, I'm like sucking in that mask. Ugh, it was terrible. But my voice is a little hoarse and it's not because I'm smoking. It's just because I overuse my vocal cords. Good morning, you're new. Well, welcome. I always do an angel reading in the morning time, but again, I was running late. So the last 3 days that I've been doing them in the car. So lunchtime, I've got my cards with me. I will be doing an angel reading at lunch, and I didn't get one done this morning. But a lot of people are going through a lot of things right now, and a lot of people are indecisive. They're wondering if they're making the right decisions in their life. They're wondering if they're doing things right. They're wondering if love is coming in. And there was somebody who I had, and it's so funny how it works out though, because I don't do love readings. Everybody knows I don't do love readings. But because it's all about self-development, right? You have to have self-development. You have to do self-development. You always have to love yourself first. Love yourself unconditionally. Teach other people how to treat you, and then you can more or less fall in love. Oh, you are so sweet, sweetheart. I love that. Thank you for sharing me and tagging me. I appreciate that. You're amazing. So you've got to always love yourself first, right? And when I did a reading for this one, 2 people actually, and the love, of course, came in. The love cards came in because that was really heavy on their heart. And, of course, those cards popped up. And then I was just like, all right, there you go. But I never, just do them. But anyway, as I'm doing the readings, talking about the things that they need to work on, things that need to look at, love yourself. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Oh, I love you. So you have to love yourself first. It doesn't matter what is going on. It doesn't matter how much you want love in your life, or if you haven't dated anybody, or you don't have a significant other for a while. You really got to look at yourself. You got to look really deep into the mirror, and you've got to think about what's going on. What are you doing? What aren't you doing? How are you communicating to yourself? What are you saying to yourself? And what kind of behavior are you allowing to be imposed on you? And this is the thing that is so important. A lot of times, especially women, some men do it, not a lot, but some, where they're so desperate to be with somebody that they will just be with anybody just so they can have someone. And I say that because I have been in that position myself. I have taken on bad behavior, letting cycles keep continuing because I didn't want to be alone and I wanted to be with someone. Even though I knew deep down in my heart it was not the right person for me. I just knew, but I still stuck it out until finally it was done, right? But then you're going to keep finding the same type of people. You're going to keep finding the same behaviors over and over and over again. The other thing is, one of the reasons why people don't find love is because, oh my gosh, good morning, sweetheart, is because when we're with people, relationships, and we get hurt, we carry that baggage with us all the time. All the time. We take that baggage with us to every relationship. And when we do that, and it doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be a job, it could be anything, right? So, but we're talking about romance right now. So we take that baggage with us. Anything that somebody that we perceive did to us, hurt us in some way, scorned us in some way, we then project that shit onto someone else. And then we create the environment that we are trying to get out of, but yet we keep thinking it's going to happen. We keep thinking that it's going to be there. So then we actually just draw it in. And then we impose it on the other person. Then the other person, you see some signs that maybe they have the same type of tendencies as you have experience with. And then all of a sudden, that's exactly who they are. Does that make sense? First time here. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you for showing up. Thank you. Good morning, you guys. So these are the things that you guys want to look at. You want to really look at what it is that you're doing. So for instance, I grew up in an abusive environment, which means, I found men who were not physically violent towards me, but they were mentally and emotionally violent towards me. And so instead of picking the physical, I took the mental and emotional. Now, growing up, I had all three that I dealt with the male figure in my life. And then you look for that in other people because you're looking for the commonality. You're looking for what you're used to. Even though you don't want that in your life, you're escaping that life, you still draw it in. And you've got to really do the work on yourself because we get hurt deeply. We get hurt so bad, we hold on to it. We have open wounds that a little bit of scarring will, go over, but yet that wound is just pulsating. And so we've got to really start to learn to look at everything from a different perspective. So when I look at my life, when I look at my past, my upbringing, now it took a long time to get there, but it's not the easiest. Let's see, it's hard after 35 years. It's not. You guys got to watch your language. It's only hard if you say it's hard. It's easy if you say it's easy. But when you work through your emotions, when you work through your pains, yes, that stuff is going to surface up. That stuff is going to come up. You're going to have emotion. You're going to cry. You're going to get angry. You have to honor those emotions. You don't want to get stuck in it and become a victim in it, but you want to honor those emotions so that you are healing and detoxing those emotions. You've got to push those emotions out of your body because that baggage will stay and get stuck and wreak havoc in your life. I promise you. Physically, emotionally, mentally, all of it. So you really have to work on it. I promise you, I know exactly what I'm talking about because I've had to deal with it. So there's a fine line when you're dealing with your emotions. There's some people who start to deal with their emotions and then get so trapped in the experience, remembering it, staying stuck in the past, which I did for a long time. And then there's the point where you finally say, oh my God, I learned this, this, and this. I know what to look for. I know what I don't want. I realize how strong I am. I realize how I'm supposed to be helping other people. You will notice certain types of people coming into your life looking for guidance from you because that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what, your light is shining for because you're supposed to be helping other people get out of situations that you have been in yourself. It's just an amazing way how life cycles, right? And then you start to really look at yourself. And that's how you can start to heal yourself. Heal your body. Good morning. My eyes are so weird because I was channeling all weekend and my eyes are still very beady. They're very beady right now. So it's hard to see. My eyes are so weird because I was channeling all weekend and my eyes are still very beady. They're very beady right now. So it's hard to see. So I apologize, you guys, if I can't read your stuff and see it right away. From Tennessee, I see that. Welcome, sweetheart. And I love you guys. I think you're amazing. And just know, I can see you guys. I just can't read the words, honestly, right now. My eyes are just crazy from the weekend. So with love, you've got to really look at things from a different perspective. You've got to appreciate and be grateful from where you come from and where you started your life at. Also, which is sometimes hard to wrap your brain around, but because you're following me, because we're talking about spiritual stuff, the other side, there's reasons why we come through, right? Every lifetime we live, we decide to go through certain things. We are souls. Our souls are light. We're light beings. We're souls. Our souls never die. So when we come to Earth, or wherever we go, when we do lifetimes, we are learning, growing, and evolving our souls, okay? You know how when babies are born, you can see some babies that are very young, very cutesy, stuff like that, but then some of those babies that are born, they look old, they look like old ladies or old men. You could just see it in their face, and as they grow, they have that old soul. They speak old, they have knowledge, they have wisdom, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is coming from a young person, very young person, toddlers. And then you just see as they grow older that they think differently. They're deciding patterns and knowledge is different from most people. Because a lot of us are younger souls and we're evolving. Every time we do a lifetime, we're evolving our soul. We're growing our soul. So as we grow here, we also grow on the other side. And then we come back, we come in, we're cleaning up karma, we're doing all these things. So it's hard to imagine why sometimes we would pick the families that we're born into, we would pick the lifestyles, we would pick certain things that we would have to go through. But it's all about learning, growing, stretching, evolving, and creating all of it. All of it. And a lot of people who are completely awake and understand it, and understand, you know, the other side and being able to communicate and understand, you know, what's going on. It's easy. But then there's other people who are starting to awake. And then there's people who are just starting to learn all of this stuff. And it's hard to wrap around. So when somebody first was teaching me this, I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I couldn't wrap my brain around why I would choose the life that I chose. Why I would choose to be born into a couple and then be put into another family and be abused in that family and then go through the life that I've chosen to go through. But as an adult, as I went through self-development, and I've done counseling, I've done a lot of seminars, I've done a lot of self-love, I've read a lot, I continue to do the work every day, I communicate with the other side, I do a lot of writing. And everything that I ever have gone through and I look at, I understand who I am. I understand how we are supposed to break cycles. We're supposed to heal families. We're supposed to heal generations. We're supposed to heal lifetimes. We're supposed to clean up karma. We're supposed to be doing a lot of different things that evolves our soul. If you ever look at different types of people, right? You can see people in same groups, right? You've got people who are homeless, people who have nothing. They're begging on the streets. They've got their families. They're desperate. They're trying to do whatever they can, right? You have homeless people who are happy. happy. They're grateful. They're grateful for another day. They're grateful that they're breathing God's air another day. They're grateful that they get to try and keep plugging along every day. Even with their kids, even though they're going through a lot inside of themselves, on the outside, they're still kind. They're still polite. They're still doing all these things, right? And still trying to make ends meet so that they can find another space. How can I read others? Oh my gosh. You gotta DM me so that we can get connected. Honestly, so that we can get connected and then I can help you. Seriously. Because I promise you, you will be fantastic with this because you're already there. You just need help. That's all. So just DM me. Just DM me here, and then we can have a conversation and we can talk on Zoom or something like that. I promise you, it'll be all right because I know you're doing God's work and that's what you're supposed to be doing. So when you're ready, just DM me and we will get connected. It'll be okay. So the other side of homeless, right? And I'm just using this as an example because, there's a lot of people right now who are homeless. Then there are the people who are homeless, who are angry, who are struggling, who are mean because they've had a lot of things happen to them. No different from the other homeless people who are happier. It's just how they are dealing, how they're responding or reacting to their life, their situation. Because a lot of things happen to a lot of people. And let me tell you, a lot of things happen to every single human being on this planet. Just because people are wealthy and have a lot of money does not mean that they're better off than we are. Does not mean that they have more than we do. Because I promise you, if you really, really pay attention to people, we the people who are, blue collar workers doing whatever, we are really one of the most happiest people because we are just doing what we have to do. We're living our lives, moving forward. We know that we want more or we know that we've got less. However, we make do with what we have and we keep plugging along. When you look at even people who are wealthy and lots of money, how many divorces do they go through? How many times are they in rehab? How many times do they have stuff going on, mental problems? They've got all kinds of stuff going on. If you listen to some of their stories, who are open and honest, you will see where they come from. They come from where we come from. Everybody does. And it just is a matter of how they are responding to life and how they are doing their life differently. And then there's, of course, the wealthy people who just use their wealth to help other people, move things along, and they're extraordinary people. There's so many different ways to be in life. There's so many different ways to live your life. And even wealthy people have a hard time in relationship. Good morning. They have a hard time in life because they don't know any better. Everything is great all the time. You live in an area where everything is great all the time. I think that's fantastic because that's where you choose to be. This is where your soul is like, this is where I'm going to take a time out. This is where I'm still going to live your life and do your things. But this is how things are going. But there's homeless everywhere. There's people struggling everywhere. And wherever you're at, wherever you're living, this is how they're choosing to be. This is so true. You've seen a lot. Exactly. A lot of us have. Good morning. So these are things that you guys want to look at. You guys want to be open-minded. And again, it's funny because TikTok has been around for a long time, right? I didn't get on until November 3rd, actually, last year, 2020. So it is coming very close to my year celebration, so I'm excited. So I'm going to have to do something awesome for you guys because I love you so much. But there are now, you've got, it was for regular people, keeping themselves going, having fun, whatever. And now you see a lot of celebrities coming on because people are seeing things differently. People are not throwing their money at the celebrities anymore. They're not going and seeing all their movies all the time. They're not paying all this extra attention that they're used to getting. And they're like, well, where are the people going? Where are they at? They're on TikTok. They're enjoying their lives on TikTok. They're becoming celebrities on TikTok. They're living differently. They're having fun. They're uplifting their lives. So now I'm seeing more and more celebrities coming on this platform, trying to take over this platform so that they can be seen. And then we are all just kind of like falling off to the side. And that's because they're not happy within themselves. They need that attention. They need that from other people because they're not getting it where they used to get it from. And these are things that you want to start looking and start really paying attention to what's going on. Most people have a lot of stuff going on inside of them. Nobody wants to share anything that's not flattering. Right? That's why I always share my stuff. I share everything. A lot of people, and they won't, but a lot of people on TikTok, they do share a lot of things that's not flattering. They do share a lot of things about themselves. They'll put themselves out there. They'll put themselves out there in the way where, people will say horrible things to them, and then yet they're received by the normal people. They're received by the rest of us, and then it uplifts them. It makes them happier. It makes them confident. And then when you've got the celebrity people coming in who've got their millions and billions of dollars, but don't know what to do with their day all day because they're not working, then they come on here and then try to take it away and try to project whatever they're going to project onto us. Especially I see a lot of it politically, which I always delete those things because I think it's crap. We need an outlet where we can just be happy, uplifted, moving forward in our lives and not dealing with that drama. Who does with others? I'm one who does share with others. You share with others. I'm not sure what you're saying. Just let me. If you guys talk in caps, it'll be a little bit easier, but just like a couple of sentences, and then I can see it. Right now, my eyes are not focusing the way they need to because they were dilated all weekend with channeling. So I don't know what you're trying to say, sweetheart. So this is stuff where you want to look at who are you? What are you doing? How are you accepting yourself? How are you loving yourself? How are you projecting yourself? How are you allowing your baggage to come into other people's lives that you're trying to get connected to? Outfit check. Outfit check. I don't know what you mean. Is it pouring there too? It's been pouring since yesterday. In fact, when I got out of my event yesterday, I had to park very far away and I had to walk in the pouring rain yesterday. It was not fun. Lugging my bags and my giant sign with an umbrella, and I of course did not have the right shoes on. So outfit check. That is so funny. I've got a sweater on with a thing and a jacket, so with jeans. That's my outfit for today. It's chilly outside. I had to do what I had to do. 24 hours straight here. Where are you at? From the lake. Across from the lake. Yeah, it's been raining a lot. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Yesterday, I will tell you this is what happened yesterday. So when I do this work, and it hasn't happened, it's happened to me 3 times and it happened twice yesterday. And I don't like it. I don't like it a lot. Even though I communicate with spirit, I can talk on the other side, talk with them. I do the readings for people. And then sometimes, which I do not like, people's loved ones from the other side will get pushy and jump into my body. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And so yesterday I was doing a reading for somebody, and all of a sudden I'm getting lightheaded and dizzy. And I was getting a headache, and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And I felt like I was going to pass out. I felt like I was going to throw up. And I was talking to this woman, and I was helping her. And her mother came through, because her mother's very pushy. And she wanted to make sure that she knew that her daughter loved her, because she had to be hard on her daughter because of what her mother went through. She did not want her daughter to have to go through the same crap, but her daughter still has gone through the same stuff, because we can't stop that stuff. Only we can stop or change our path, our journey. So when her mother came through, it was like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding. I couldn't stand it. I don't like it when they jump in because it throws everything off. So then after that, I had another lady who sat down, and then she had people from both sides. They're all grabbing my attention, and my head kept going side to side because they're all trying to like force themselves in. And then, of course, one jumped in yet again, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And so that was something where after I was done reading her, I knew I was not doing good. I knew that something was up, and there was this gentleman next to me who was doing readings, and he introduced himself to me. So I was like, John, can you please clear me? I said, I've had 2 souls jump in and out, and I am not feeling good. So he's clearing me, right? All of a sudden, all this stuff came down from my toes all the way up. I start getting emotional. I start crying. He's like, oh my gosh. He goes, just let it come out. As I always tell you guys, allow the tears to come out. But here I am, right, at an event, doing my thing. And all of a sudden, I'm like feeling all this pain. I'm feeling all this emotion. It's all coming up. And so then I'm letting it go. And then he's like, go wash your hands, go get cleared, do what you need to do. So I go to the bathroom, I'm washing my hands, scrubbing my hands with ice cold water and soap. And I'm looking at my eyes, and I was just like, oh my God, I am so in another world that I was not grounded. I was not grounded properly. So I had to go back to my table. I have shungite, where there's 2 cylinders so that you are grounding, healing. And I had to go outside, be in the air, be in the wind, and in the rain. So that way I was getting cleared, purified, and getting grounded at the same time. I'm still not feeling 100% because when spirit jumps in, they take over for a minute. It really throws my whole entire body off. I hate it. I get tears and migraines. I had a headache. I told the one lady, I'm like, do you have a headache? And it's like right over here. She goes, I do. And so I was just like, you've got to get out of your head. You're too much. And she is. She spends too much time in her head. And so these are things where when you are so involved in this stuff and you're moving forward, and it's still my stuff. And the guy was telling me, John, he said, which I kind of knew, but I was in my emotion at the time yesterday. And he's like, whatever those 2 energies brought in, it allowed you to tap into what you need to purge right now. And I was like, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for clearing me, and thank you for helping me get it out. Because it was a lot. But then, of course, then you get the aftermath of it all. And so I don't like it. I don't like it when they do that. And there's always boundaries, right? I always have boundaries. But this time, whatever was stuck, whatever was like deep down in, was being purged out. And these 2 ladies who I was talking to, because they just said to me right now that I told them in both their readings that they have to start making snap decisions. They have to make decisions. Quit, sitting on those sidelines. And so I've heard now multiple conversations about Hawaii. And Body, Mind, Spirit Expo is going to be in Hawaii in April. And guess who's going to go to Hawaii in April and do the Body, Mind, Spirit Expo and do angel readings? This girl. So I just bought my booth last night, and my girlfriend and her husband are going to go with. And so we're going to make a little mini vacation out of it, as well as I'm going to do readings in Hawaii, which is going to be fantastic. So these are things where when you deal with your emotional stuff, when you deal with your emotional crap, your baggage, you allow things to surface, you allow things to come up. And that's a perfect example of, where there's that fine line. My emotion, whatever that stuff was, I allowed it to come up. I don't have to necessarily dissect it. It automatically will heal and come up, and you purge it out instead of staying stuck in it and then just crying and carrying on for long periods of time. You've got to allow it out, but you don't get stuck into that. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is stuff where when you start to purge and you start to let go of things, it can go really fast or it can go really slow. It depends on the level of suffering you want to do. Good morning, Mary. There's a level of things that you want to do to suffer. Draining therapy feels good. Yes, it is draining, but therapy is very good because it allows you to keep moving forward. It allows you to let go of what's been holding you back. When you're in therapy, make sure you're not staying on the same subject and repeating the same conversation over and over and over again. You've got to keep moving forward. You've got to start creating a plan, your exit strategy. How long do you want to be in therapy? What do you want to cover? What are your goals in therapy, so that you are not doing it, for a lifetime? You want to make sure that you've got the skills, that you are dealing with yourself and moving forward, and you're doing it under supervision. But there is always a strategy when you're in therapy. So just know that, because sometimes you can get caught in an emotion and you're talking about it over and over and over again. And the more you put emotion to what you're talking about repeatedly, that's what you keep drawing in, and that's when you stay stuck in it. So you always want to make sure that you are keeping track of your progress and keep moving forward. Very, very important. Very, very important. And I love therapy, trust me, because let me tell you, you have to have it. And with self-development and changing and living and understanding things, being grateful for all the experiences that you have, even though they were the toughest, roughest, some of you most horrific experiences, it has taught you something. It has shown you something about yourself. But then you're not, when you stop looking at it from a victim mentality and you start seeing it from an empowering context, that's how your life shifts and changes the way it needs to. Stuck on one subject for the whole hour. Yep. But you're just beginning, sweetheart. So you're just beginning. But it's something that you need to purge and you need to get out. Just make sure that you're not stuck on that subject for a long period of time. It's going to take you a little bit to get through it. It's going to take you a little bit to dissect it. But you don't want to be having that subject over and over and over again. You want to make sure at some point you've healed from it and you've moved forward from it. So you've got, when you're done with therapy, one of the greatest things that you could do is sit down and write and look at that particular experience that you had and look at it from a different, a different context of what really did happen. How did things really go? What did you learn about it? How strong are you? How smart are you? Because every experience that we've gotten through and we've made it through, yes, journaling is perfect. You have learned something. You've gained knowledge and you've gained strength, inner strength. You can also gain confidence because you have a knowing at that point. But if you stay stuck in the experience, the victim part of it, then that's where you stay stuck and you can't see the miracles that are actually around it. You always have to be able to look at the bigger picture of what really is going on compared to your little part of what the big picture is. So I always, share with you guys, look at the bigger picture. There is one big, massive movie going on right now in our reality. One big, massive movie. And then there is all of our individual movies in the big, massive movie. And then we can be a part of somebody's movie. They're a part of our movie. Whatever that is. If you can start looking at it from a different perspective. And when I always use the movie as an example, it always seems to be a little bit easier for people to better understand what I'm talking about. Because when you're watching a movie, we watch all kinds of movies, right? It's the Halloween season. So we're watching horror flicks. We watch mystery movies. We watch cop shows. We watch drama. We watch all kinds of things, right? So when you look at your life, all kinds of things happen in all these different movies. Good things happen, bad things happen. Sometimes bad things have to happen for us to learn and grow, other people to learn and grow, all these different things, right? We have to look at the bigger picture. And a lot of times, horrible things, I'm not taking this lightly because I've been through my fair share, horrible things happen. But there's always a bigger collective movie, moving people along, moving people forward. Right now, there's such a war between light and dark. There are so many people trying to inflict darkness, pain, greed, control, oppression. And then there's a lot of people who are coming from the light, and we're trying to uplift. We're trying to help let people see things from a different perspective, open up our world, open up our eyes so that we can see that we can create our own world. We can live our own life. We can bring love, light, and joy into our world. And so there's this big battle going on in our world right now. And it's the entire world. So when you look at things right now, you've got people that are divided. You have people who are seeing the light and awakening and moving forward and helping others. And then you see a lot of people who are followers, and they're being oppressed and controlled, and they're trying to recruit other people in to be oppressed and controlled. And so there's this battle back and forth. But I promise you, the light will always win. And we're like in a war right now. It's not even a battle, it's a war. And we're getting closer, and things are coming to a boiling point. That's how you can tell, because there's so many people right now who are so stressed out. They are on their last nerve. If you look around, right? I've seen so many videos lately of people who feel so entitled to go up to another person and tell them that they don't like something about themselves, or they're going to call the cops about them, or whatever the case may be. I saw a video yesterday on TikTok where a couple went up to these people's house with a cop, saying they didn't like the fact that they had a light on in one of their rooms 24/7. And the guy was like, well, that's where my teenage son lives. They're like, your son doesn't live in there. That light is on 24/7. He's like, do you not know what teenagers do? Teenagers don't turn off lights. Teenagers always have their lights on. Teenagers do all kinds of things. But yet, can you imagine somebody having the audacity to leave their home, call the police, to go to somebody else's home and say, I don't want your light on 24/7. A bedroom light on. I don't want your light on. That to me is mind-boggling. Or if somebody's in a car and they don't have a mask on in their own car by themselves, and somebody has the audacity to come to them and say, you don't have a mask on, I'm calling the police. I don't understand. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. Or these are videos where you see people parking differently, or don't park straight enough. And these people are coming up to them and they're like, I'm calling the police. It's like, where are we? We see this world. We see all these things happening. We see people with these conversations and all this other stuff. But if you can see that they are at the peak of their stress, they literally are going bonkers because the collective stress is falling upon people and people can't handle it. They're having a hard time. And this is all a part of the stuff that they keep holding on to, their baggage that they keep holding on to. They want to be heard. They want their voice heard. Before things come to a blow, they want to be heard first, and they're going to make sure that they are heard first. So that is why it is so important for us to do the self-development. It's so important for us to let go. I'm having deja vu yet again. It is so important for us to let go of our stuff. And even though I don't like it when spirit jumps into me, oh my God, I'm totally having deja vu. It helped me to get loose some of that crap. And a lot of times too, you can go over some of the same stuff over and over again, but you have to remember it differently, because here's the thing too. You can heal from a layer of whatever it is, and then you'll let some time go, and then all of a sudden it will pop up again. It's because you're able to heal deeper. You're able to heal deeper, and then you deal with that, and then you move on for a while. Then it will pop up again because you're able to go deeper into that. But this time, as you're going deeper and deeper, you don't necessarily need to know what the experience is, what the situation is. All you need to know is that you're healing from something and you just set yourself free. And when you are at that point of your healing, then you will invite these moments to come through. And there'll be times where you want to be shut into your house, you want to be quiet, you want to sleep, you want to just be by yourself. That's perfect, because you're rejuvenating, you're regenerating energy, you're filling yourself back up. And don't put any labels on it. Don't put anything on there like you're depressed or you're anxious or any of those things. You just want to make sure that you know that you're good. because you've got to rebuild yourself back up. You know what I'm saying? But it's getting close to being done. All I got to do is go across the street, and then I'm in my parking lot, and I'm at work. I did have a coffee and a 5-hour this morning. That's how, like, drained I am. I got to refill up my own cup. Seriously. This weather is wonderful. Just love it. Just love it. The holidays are coming soon, too. And get yourself prepared for the holidays. Got it. That's awesome. Yes, absolutely. So these are the things you want to look at and understand about. Great advice. Thank you. Have a great week. Thank you, Sue. You too. But DM me. Do you understand? So that we can set up a time and we can do Zoom and we can chat and I can help you, and that would be awesome. Oh my God, you guys are welcome. I love you so much. Good morning. Good morning. All right, I gotta go. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Lunchtime, I will do my TikTok angel reading. Mwah. I love you. Oh my gosh, Mary, I can't wait to see your new place. You guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye. Mwah.